We did it! We started a podcast missing someone.
Hey! There's no one.
Everyone, welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. This week we got Gus,
Gavin,
Barbara,
Burnie, and Gus. We were recording a podcast Let's Play literally right up until the last possible moment.
Spoiler alert, I was the last one to be alive in this particular run-through.
Yes.
One of our favorite games of all time, Contagion.
there was a reason you were the last one alive.
yeah,
Look.
which you'll find out.
Yeah.
Jerk.
This trip that I took, getting back to that, God damn it. So, we booked, Gus, who uses a travel agent in 2014?
I think at this point, it's old people.
Right?
That's it.
So I got booked through a travel agency. They booked my trip, and it was just like I could not have booked a worse trip than what they did.
But you can say, I don't want this flight. Get me better flights.
You can do that. I can't do that.
What do you mean?
Why not?
Well, because Google paid for me to go out. It was like this whole thing, and I was just like, they
Yeah,
booked
but
my
here's
trip,
stuff
and I'm
you
fine.
say beforehand. I want to fly this airline, and I want this path.
That I did.
I want to hear how bad this was.
That I did. I couldn't predict some of the stuff they had done because I had never run into this before.
Maybe it was someone's first day on the job.
Yeah. So the trip out there was bad just because I didn't realize how far away it was. Remember when we went to Perth, Australia?
Yeah.
And they told us, well, you need to stop somewhere on the way home because it's too far to travel in one day.
Yeah.
Well, Singapore is pretty much the same distance.
Really?
It's like
Oh my God.
9,800 miles versus 10,000 miles. So Perth was still the furthest away that I've been, but this was right there, close second. And they were absolutely right because I did this trip in one day. And so I went Austin to Dallas, then Dallas to Tokyo. So I took an hour flight.
Austin to Dallas. Okay.
Then there was a 2.5 hour delay on the plane that was going to take me to Tokyo. So for the whole 14-hour flight going to Tokyo, I didn't know if I was going to miss my connection
That's
going
a
to
rough feeling.
Singapore. So I had like really 14 hours to sit there and think about it and not be able to do anything about it because there's no Wi-Fi.
Did you not have a kip?
What's a kip?
A little nap.
Oh yeah, I had a kip. I just want to be careful about you asked me if I
He
do stuff
worried
on
in
planes.
his sleep.
No, I was worried the times that I was awake. I didn't sleep for 14 hours.
Did
I'm
you
not
not
a
know?
bear in winter.
Did you not know what time your next flight was?
Oh, I did, but it was like I knew it was going to be. I was going to be close by like half an hour.
Oh, okay.
And that's what ended up happening. I ended up running through the international terminal of Japan.
Was
That
that
was
in
great.
Narita?
Yeah, so that was in Narita, and then I flew. Then I think, oh shit, I'm in Tokyo. I'm practically in Singapore. I'll take a cab to Singapore. It's an 8-hour flight
Is it really?
from Tokyo to Singapore. And I was like, holy shit, that's like going to London from here.
That is.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. So I didn't realize 1 hour flight, 2-hour delay, 13-hour flight, run through the airport, 8-hour flight. So it was a long travel.
Sucks.
Dude.
You should have stayed a night in Tokyo.
Dude, didn't even compare to the trip home. Did not compare to the trip
So
home.
at what point, before you go into the trip home, at what point did you realize you had an 8-hour flight ahead of you in Tokyo? Were you in Tokyo when you were like, oh?
Did they tell you
I
your
was in
flying
Dallas
time?
when I had my 2-hour delay. I was like, oh, let me check my flight to Singapore. And I was like, well, my flight is 13 hours and I'll get there at that time. And it's like, oh no, wait, it says 8 hours. Oh no, wait, that's my other flight. Okay. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And I was like, then I realized 13 plus 8 is 21 hours sitting in a plane
Oh my
of just
God.
traveling time. So it's like,
That's such a horrible feeling when you just underestimate something like that.
yeah.
How do your legs still work?
I was really like twitching all the time and like doing the shuffle moves, so I didn't get
Brutal.
deep vein thrombosis.
It's a very real concern.
It is a very real concern.
So whatever that
What
thing
kind of
Jack
plane was it?
was.
Was it a 747?
It was, I don't ever know. It's like the 2 and 4 and 2 for the
Okay.
seats. So 2 seats on the side.
Was there a double decker?
No.
Did you have a row to yourself?
No, God, no. It was jam packed. They don't do that anymore.
What
Like,
airline? We did that on the way to Australia. A whole row to myself.
Yeah, I
On
don't
Qantas.
get as lucky as you do. It was not American the whole way.
Oh.
And like code shared with Japan. This is a lot of specific stuff about travel.
No, that's what we're here to talk
trip
about.
The trip back was the nightmare. So just to preface this whole thing
Can't wait to
of how
hear
bad
this.
this is, I timed it, and from the moment I walked out of the hotel to catch the car to the airport, which was late, that was the start of it. The moment I left, walked out the front door of the hotel, started a stopwatch,
In Singapore.
to the moment I got home, 38 and a half hours.
Jesus.
38 and a half hours.
Normally, I used to complain going to Melbourne because that's like 24 hours door to door.
38 and a half
Damn.
hours. It was like, I said it was like the Oregon Trail. Like I was my own personal
my
Oregon Trail.
God.
And there's a difference between direct and nonstop, like Gus gonna say.
Yes.
So there
This
was a
has told me many
direct
times.
Austin to Seattle flight that stopped in Dallas. So it's like, oh, great. I've got direct Austin to Seattle. Oh, right. It's not nonstop. there is a stop, and it's the
Do you
same.
have to get off?
You can if you want, or you can stay on the plane.
I see.
But then you get to choose a seat, right?
No, it's the same flight, so you get this. It's the same seat.
That's stupid.
Yeah. I remember one time they made us get off the plane. Burnie and I were so mad. I think the flight was like at 5:30 in the morning, something fucking stupid early.
Yeah.
Right.
We got on the plane, and we were used to staying on the plane. Like we normally wouldn't get off, and they told us, "Sir, we have, we got to Dallas. They're like, we have a flight crew change, so you need to get off the plane." And we were like, "We always stay on the plane. Just let us sit here and stay on the plane." They're like, "No, sir, you need to get off the plane so the new flight can come on, and then you can get back on the plane."
Let me off, let me off, let me off, let
So
me
we
off.
got
let
off,
me
and Burnie and I were walking through the airport. I said, "What's the biggest, most obnoxious piece of shit we can buy in the airport to
Right.
take it back on the
We're
plane with
mad.
us right now?" And we found these giant ceramic frogs.
Oh my God.
They're like Mexican, like terracotta frogs with sombreros on, and like real cloth ponchos.
It's
How
like,
big are they?
It was huge. It was like we would carry it on the plane like
And
this.
they sell that beyond security.
They
in the
sell it
airport.
in the airport. Like you're gonna buy that. It's like,
like you're gonna buy that and walk on the plane with it. We're like, yes, let's buy these and get on the fucking plane.
Isn't that more inconvenient for you?
yeah, but that's
what
part of the joke. So just walk home with a big ceramic frog.
So now, for years and maybe to this day, we always joke whenever they do cross check. That's our saying. We go cha 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 because the frogs have maracas too.
That's right.
Where are these now?
So whenever you hear, if you ever are flying with me and Burnie and they cross check and we go cha cha cha, it's because of the fucking frogs from the Dallas airport.
They
on
say
the
flight attendants get ready for
cross check.
cross check.
Yeah.
And then Gus and I will, like we'll both be like, I'll be on my laptop like this. Gus will be next to me, and they go, "Get ready for cross check." And I go, "Cross check, cha cha cha." Like, it's just like such a force of habit.
Where
It's
are
like I don't even remember that story. It's like you still cha 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 so frequently, but it's like
I assume Gus has them.
The
We might have
origins
just
were-
left them.
Do you have? Where are
I think
they?
we threw them away. It was like because then it was like, well, these things are so fucking huge.
Have you guys
People
ever
know the
gotten your
wheels.
bag like checked by security? Like you open it and there's like a slip in there that's
Yeah.
like your bag was
Almost
examined.
every time I fly, I have one
Never
of those.
happens to me.
It happened for the first time to me the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like went through my stuff. I was like, did I have any like gross things in here that they would look
Like
at?
girl gross things.
Yeah.
Really?
Like porn magazines or something.
Just you're loaded up with porn.
Yeah.
You go on a
Girl
trip.
gross
My
things.
tapes.
Yeah, I had a good stretch, or that wasn't a good stretch. I had a stretch where that happened to me. It seemed like every time I flew. It was like I had a collection of those fucking little flyers, like little door hang tags.
You should just fill a bag with dildos next time and see what happens.
Is there a limit on that? Like you can have 200 cigarettes.
I don't think so. That limits because of taxes.
150
I don't think
dildos.
dildos are taxed like any
That
special
would be
way.
great if it was on the immigration form. Are you carrying more than $10,000 United States dollars or like 10 dildos? Just like,
So you have a problem.
please check this box.
Make up your mind.
I also like too when you're standing in the security line and it's like all the things you can't bring. And it's like they have the most ridiculous stuff. Like you can't bring a 55-gallon drum of kerosene on a plane, or you can't bring a cannonball with a wick.
fuse.
I mean, I understand these are international symbols, but of all the things they choose,
And a jar of acid that's melting into a hand.
It's like, what are the international symbols that everyone will understand that we can use? Like, all right, acid? Yeah, it might happen. You never know.
it's like, well, what do you mean I can't bring a 12-pound bag of fertilizer?
Does any acid in real life work like it does?
Yeah.
Like the alien blood in the movie.
like hardcore sulfuric acid will
Yeah.
do that. In fact, it's awful. Every now and then you hear about like somebody getting thrown at them in their face, just like some random person in the subway. In other
Why do
places,
people
it
get
seems
it?
acid attacks seem to be something that like, thank God, have not made their way to America. Like that's
How
not
do
a
you
big
get
trend.
that kind of acid? I don't
How
even
do you get that
understand
kind
that.
of acid?
Yeah.
Like what?
Go
what do
to
you
your
do?
local power plant.
Although when I was a kid, we used to go to the pharmacy, and we would like because we had the Anarchist cookbook that we downloaded on our 300
That's when
baud
you were
modem.
boiling gasoline.
Yeah,
On
and we would go. This is a professional, trained, educated person back there behind the pharmacy desk. A 12-year-old kid walks up with a piece of paper and goes, "I need a supply of charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter." And they're like, "How much?" It's like they sold me literally the 3 ingredients for gunpowder. Yeah, and they sold me in these little jars. They look like you'd see in a
Did they
chemistry
at least
lab.
bag them separately for you? So
Yeah,
they put all in
I
the
just
same
walked
bag?
out with them, 12 years old.
That's fast. I didn't even realize you could buy that shit.
I don't think you
Like that.
probably can't anymore.
Can you make stuff more acidic than it is?
Me personally?
Well, like if-
Sure.
Add some of Gus's DNA. Then yeah.
Like if you had a lot of
Have Gus
stomach
hold it.
acid, could you make stomach acid more corrosive?
Like by distilling it? Is that
Like
what you're
just
asking?
Putting stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Are you
honestly
taking
don't
stuff
know.
out of it? The non-acid stuff?
They sell the dumbest shit after security. They really do. I had a problem because I was actually looking for nail clippers, and then I realized, oh, they're not going to sell nail clippers like beyond security. That would be.
Yeah, they do. Do they?
Well, don't they make you throw away your nail clippers?
Nah.
But
I don't think anymore.
what do you think one of the most common stores is, like in those malls they have in the big airports?
Like a magazine
stores?
store or
Luggage stores. Who the hell buys luggage when they're in the airport?
Well, I've had to buy luggage at the airport before because my bag was too heavy. I had to buy another one and split the difference between my
past
bags.
security.
But that's
though?
past. You're not past security at that point.
Well, what if they had an issue with your hand luggage? Like sometimes you can get to the gate and they're like, "That's ridiculous. Put it in a different bag." Like this,
That's
like if it's
never
too
happened.
fat, it won't fit in
Then
the
they
bin.
just check it for you.
Yeah, they do that, don't they? I'm out of ideas. I don't know.
Maybe if you're like going on a trip and you think you're gonna buy some stuff, so you buy an extra luggage.
I mean,
But
I'm
you
sure
would
it
prepare
comes
for
up
that ahead of time.
I'm sure it comes up, or you rip your bag or something like that.
Yeah.
It just seems like, of all the things I'm gonna buy,
It's like the dude who owns that store is out doing things trying to actively fuck up people's luggage. He's like throwing caltrops in the floor.
he has a spike strip that he puts out.
Could you
Go on.
use a mirror to look back in time?
No, thanks for asking. How would you do that?
So you okay?
Stop.
No,
Gus.
wait.
Gus,
Okay.
what does Gavin mean? Can you use a mirror to look back in time?
Can you use a mirror to look back in time? Man, this is a head scratcher. I normally
think
have
I
an
got
idea.
this. I think I got
Okay.
this. I think I got this. Go ahead.
No, I'm drawing a total blank.
So Gavin is going to somehow equate that if you look back behind you far enough, you're looking back like farther than light can go.
But you wouldn't be able to see that
Yeah,
far.
I get this, but there's something. He's gonna ask something that has to do with the distance you can look behind yourself. That you would look so far back that you'd see into the past.
So
So the
that-
light is
Then, you're right. So what he's saying is like telescopes when they say they're looking out to the edge of space,
Right.
like 8 billion years into the past.
if you just did that with a mirror.
right, and
you'd
they
see the
use mirrors
past.
because they're telescopes.
All right. Here's what I was thinking.
Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely massive mirror, right?
Right.
Bung it a light year away,
So it's a distance.
and with a telescope, you look in the mirror, and you can somehow like zoom back into Earth in the same like magnification.
Right.
Say you're looking off the mirror and back onto where you are, you would see what that space looked like a year ago.
No.
Why not?
Because the light. Because the light.
He's explaining.
The light from the let's say the event, like you sitting in your apartment going,
What?
that
Like me
light from
coming
that
up with the
event
idea a year
would
earlier.
go, light from that event would go all the way out. It would take a year to get to the mirror.
Yeah.
Then you looking at it would take a year to get back and hit your telescope.
Right, so you have a year to see the mirror, but the light took a year to get to the mirror. So it's like mirror's here, light 1 year, 1 year,
So you're looking back in time 2 years.
1 year, because it took you you're looking at the light what there was a year ago, but the light from the Earth was another year ago.
That's 2 years.
No, it only takes 1 year to see the light. I mean, you can see
You're
the
going
mirror
two
already.
directions. You're going out and then coming back.
Yeah.
So like if I took a trip that was 5 hours and I went to Dallas and back, it took 5 hours to get there and 5 hours to get back. Is that a 5 hour trip or is that a 10 hour trip?
How long did it take you to get to Dallas?
5 hours.
There you go.
What does that mean? No, because
You're looking at a year ago on the mirror. But that mirror is seeing a year ago.
but it takes a year for the light to get to you. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, you're right.
No, he might be right,
He's
yeah.
absolutely right. He's absolutely right. So you're looking back in time.
What?
No,
Because-
that would still be 2 years ago.
No, because it
No,
takes
it
a year
wouldn't.
to get there, and that eats up one of the years.
Yeah. And then it takes a year to get to
comes
you.
back.
But you're not looking at a mirror with nothing in it for a year, and then a year later the mirror shows up with something. There's already light in the mirror that already got there before you even started looking.
Wait a minute.
I'm really
No,
curious
you're
to see
still
what
looking at
Twitter
2
says
years
about
ago.
this.
Wouldn't you just see your
You're still
telescope in the
you're
mirror?
still looking at 2 years
All
ago.
right, okay, say even you're looking at 2 years ago.
Yes.
You're looking back in time. And
You're
that's cool.
absolutely right. You could go look back in time if you put a mirror out there for 2 years. A
There's
massive,
all these situations where, there was no camera on that, or like, we don't know what happened to JFK. Mirrors could solve all that.
big mirrors and telescopes.
Yeah.
For the full kit, you would need both those things.
Yeah. But it'd be a good way to
That's all the NSA
retroactively.
is working on.
Yeah, you could retroactively see something that you missed. You'd be like, get a mirror up there.
Plug a mirror up there.
I mean, a mirror would already have to be there. but-
Here is the problem. Here's the problem with this. I can't debunk this. I actually can't. What you're saying makes sense to me.
Because whenever you look in a mirror, it'll be a fraction of a second, but you are always looking in the past.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you can't physically see that
It's even-
far.
It's like Mitch Hedberg said, every picture of you is a picture when you were younger.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
But even I'm looking at you in the past right now. Like any light that isn't directly in my eye is the past.
Nah, that's just like latency. Like that's like lag.
Yeah,
online.
but we just can't sense that amount of time.
I like you.
Get the fuck out. This episode of the Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by.
That was funny to me, man. We have way better Nazi flags than that one.
Bye.